live a few minutes early. It's so quiet without my music, y'all. Okay. YouTube is on. Instagram is on. Better fucking stay that way. Discord is open. One of these days, I'm gonna figure out one fucking place where you guys can watch everything and get everything and do everything. One of these days, I will have everything streamlined and sorted out. My Virgo brain demands it so. Tiny Yoga live right now. Yes, I'm already live. Thank you, computer. So, Leb, usually I stream to TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Kick, and Twitch. But this month we are a little down in the bank account, so I'm only able to stream to 2 channels right now on the free service. So that's YouTube and Instagram. Let me turn the volume off here. But yeah, usually I'm on 5 channels at once. And I would go on more if I could afford the streaming service to do so. Okay. Now the question is, can you see your tiny little notes from all the way over there? Oh, there's pokey things. I guess so. Good thing I write small. I mean, too bad I write small. I am a little bit familiar with OBS. I don't know a lot about it, but I think I looked and it cost me more than this streaming service. The reason so what I use right now is called Streamster. Streamster offers a free version, and then they also offer a pay by the hours you use. So instead of, like, most streaming services charge you a flat rate every month to be able to go live on X amount of channels, you can choose the option to pay by the hour that you go live through Streamster. And that is huge as a small creator, to not have to pay, to bleed out the nose for all these different platforms. I do use Discord because it's free. I do pay for Zoom because I used to use it more, but I'm hoping to try to, like, maybe move more of the stuff over to Zoom because I do pay for it, and they have a lot of other services like calendars and pay gates and ticketed events and all that stuff that I could possibly just do everything through Zoom. The big problem, though, with Zoom is that if I go through TikTok Studio, I get 0 organic traffic. Maybe that's changed, but about a year ago, I was doing that, and I really did not, like, no traffic. They did not push it out at all if I was using TikTok Studio, which was a really big bummer because I couldn't have shared events that were streamed live. So for those of you who are new here, hello. My name is Reverend Deborah. I am a movement facilitator, movement in breath, body, and being, and I am your shenanigan shaman. And this is our tiny yoga class. But in this space, tiny yoga is in our CAYA space. CAYA, C-A-Y-A, stands for Come As You Are. And because we encourage you to show up exactly as you are, even if it's messy, even if it's silly, even if you're a little bit frustrated. But we do ask for one thing, is that everyone show up with curiosity and willingness. that we approach each other with curiosity and willingness. If you cannot approach others with curiosity and willingness and instead come in with judgment, or if you're downright rude or mean, we will mute you from the space. And that is because the mark of a tolerant society is intolerance of intolerance. And it is your personal responsibility to maintain a level of respectful behavior. Again, I understand that we can't always do that, but just like if you go into church or into a temple and remain with that kind of obtuse or disruptive behavior, then you are ushered out of that space too. It's not because you are not welcome in that space. It is so that we can maintain a quality space for everyone. And if one person cannot abide by that, then that person is asked to be, gets escorted out. So that's how we operate here. You are welcome to come back. I usually don't block people unless they've really, really been rude and mean or whatnot or aggressive. Those people get blocked. But otherwise, I usually just mute you for a temporary mute. Sometimes I think it mutes you for the live itself. You are always welcome to come back and try again. Again, unless you get blocked. And it is kind of hard to get blocked, but anyway, that's the that's the disclaimer. So come on in. We are doing our tiny yoga class. Tiny yoga is a gentle 30-minute flow for every body and every space. And we will get started here in just a few minutes. Mullet Cookie, I love you so much. I will remind me again. Remind me again. I will. I know where my soft measuring tape is, so I can get my measurement for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You too, Star Angel. All right, y'all. So if you are interested, if you're feeling a little kinky and want to work that shit out, feel free to find yourself a place to put your butt. That is all you need today, is a place to put your butt. You don't need a fancy chair. You don't need a fancy yoga mat. You don't need no fancy Lululemon bullshit. You don't need nothing but you and your butt in a seat. Could be a park bench. Could be the front seat of your car. Could be your office chair, edge of your bed. The dog is going to be chirping in the background. I promise you he is okay. He's a blue healer, so he likes to talk and chat about things. And especially if he's not involved directly in things, he will let you know how dismayed he is about that. So that is what you are hearing in the background. He would like to be involved in tiny yoga, preferably sitting underneath my chair. But for today, he stays there with the puppy. Hey, Christina. How are you? All right, y'all. Find yourself. Find yourself a place to put your butt. And then find the edge of your seat. I'm watching the clock here. We will get started here in just a few minutes. But feel free to find your seat. I sat in the grass, y'all. It's poking my butt. If you need to, wipe the grass off your butt before you sit down. Sounds good, Christina. Guys, feel free to share with your friends. Anybody who you think is a little too kinky or a little bit too confined in their meat bag, in their breath, in their body, in their being, or somebody you think would just have some fun doing some little yoga flow with us, feel free to share as I find all the pokies in my pants. I love you, Star Angel. It's just shenanigans. It's just me. You know how many years, you know how many lifetimes, how many years I tried to shape myself to be something else. I tried to shape myself to show up differently. And even like showing up into yoga class, type A personality, wanting to hit that mark and do 100 and then go past the mark and do 110%. In that type of being, in that way of being, in that way of meeting the world, I frequently denied my truth, frequently denied what I really wanted, who I really am, how I really felt. They say that when you drink alcohol, your inhibitions are lowered, and therefore they say your like hidden truth comes out. And I know a lot of people who drink and get angry, get jealous, get violent, that kind of stuff. I was that person who, when I had a couple, I was laughing my face off. I was bouncing off the walls. I was being silly. I was doing, and I was like, somebody said that, you know, that was my 20s, 30s, 20s, whatever, early 20s. And then somebody said that to me, and I was like, huh. So the thing I hide is my silliness. The thing I hide is the shenanigans. The thing I hide is being loud and playful and laughing. And it was one of the many steps. It was one of the many steps on my path that leading me back home to myself. Because that realization that I was hiding myself, that truth, that playful, funny, silly part was the thing I was hiding. It was like, really? Does she really deserve to be stuffed away? Does she really deserve to be gagged, bound, and tossed behind? No. Some days she's the best part of us. Okay. Grab the best and worst parts of you and find the edge of your seat. Your inner child really does lead you to some of the most deep truths within. We think of our inner child as immature or silly or irresponsible or these other things, but okay. Find the edge of your seat and we are going to get started. It is 10:10. Let's go. All right. So, go ahead. Edge of your seat. Dog. Sweet dog. Plant your feet on the ground. Knees at a 90-degree angle. So that would mean that your ankles are underneath your ankles are underneath your knees. Feet shoulder width, knees shoulder width apart. Hopefully he will chill out here in a little bit, guys. And we're just going to begin by heel-toeing our feet. Lift your toes up, flex your feet, lift them up high as you can lift them. Put your toes down and lift your heels. Lift them up high as you can lift them. You can rest your hands on your thighs. Drop your heels and lift your toes as high as you can lift them. Drop your toes, lift your heels as high as you can lift them. Toes, heels, toes, heels, toes, heels. Stretch out your arms, hands, palms facing out, and we're going to match our feet with our hands. So we've got our heels up right now, heels up, palms out, toes up, palms down and in. Make sure you spread those fingers nice and wide. Get a nice stretch through the whole hand. Feel all those little tiny finger bones spreading apart, pulling on those tendons and tissue and ligaments and all the things in there. Drop those toes, lift your heels, spread the hands and send the palms forward. Fingers up, heels up. Fingers down, toes up. Fingers up, heels up. Toes up, fingers down. Come back to neutral. Release your hands, back down to your thighs. And now for just a second, I want you to close your eyes and bring all of your attention down into your feet. Both feet. All of your attention in both feet. Move your attention to your toes. All 10 toes. All 10 toes. All of your attention in your 10 toes. Now, narrow down your focus to the very tip of your left pinky toe. All of your attention, all of your focus, all of your awareness in your left pinky toe, the very tip of your left pinky toe. Now in the entire pinky toe, spread your awareness around the entire pinky toe. Move your awareness now to the second toe. Just next to the pinky toe, those last two toes on your left foot. Expand your awareness to the third toe as well. The last 3 toes on your left foot. All of your awareness in the 3 toes on your left foot. Expand your awareness a little more to the 4th toe on the left foot. All of those 4 little piggies in your awareness. Nothing else. There's nothing else in your awareness right now except for those 4 little piggies. And anything else that tries to intrude, you just redirect your energy right back to those toes. All 4 toes on the left foot. Expand your awareness to include the big toe on the left foot. All 5 toes on the left foot. Wiggle those toes just a little bit. Now put them back down to the ground. All 5 toes on the left foot. Open your awareness a little bit more to expand the ball of the left foot. All 5 toes and the ball of the left foot. Put a little pressure on the outside of the foot and expand your awareness down the outside of the foot. The ball of the left foot, all 5 toes of the left foot, and the side of the left foot. All of your awareness in the left foot, side, ball, and toes. Expand your awareness now to roll around the back side and the underside of your heel. All of your awareness in your 5 toes, ball of your foot, left foot, outside of the left foot, heel of the left foot, and roll your awareness over the bridge, under the bridge of your left foot, into the bottom, the center of your left foot, your entire left foot. All of your awareness in your entire left foot. Now gently press that left foot into the ground, making an intentional connection. Hello, Earth. I am grounded. I am present. I am stable. Move your awareness now to the big toe on your right foot. All of your attention, all of your awareness, every single bit of attention you have, all in the big toe on your right foot. Big toe on your right foot. Expand your awareness now to the second toe as well on your right foot. Big toe and the second toe, that weirdly long toe on your right foot. Expand your awareness now to include the third toe, the big toe, the second toe, the third toe on your right foot. Expand your awareness to include the fourth toe, big toe, and 1, 2, 3, 4 toes on the right foot. Don't worry, we're not leaving you out, pinky. Expand your awareness to all 5 toes. The big toe and 1, 2, 3, 4 pinky toe, all 5 toes on your right foot. Expand your awareness now, moving it to the ball of your right foot. All of your attention on the ball and the 5 toes of your right foot. Hello, 5 toes and ball. Hello, how are you? Move your awareness now underneath the bridge of your right foot and into the center of your right foot. Now the bottom of your right foot, the bridge of your right foot, the the ball of your right foot, all 5 toes on your right foot, and move your awareness around under and the behind your heel. So the 5 toes, the ball, the bridge, the bottom, and the heel of your right foot, everything except for the outside. And then move your awareness to the outside of your right foot. The entire right foot has all of your attention. Hello, right foot. Press it gently into the ground and release, making an intentional connection with the earth. Bring all of your awareness into both feet. Feel the attention in both feet. Move that palpable sensation, that awareness up into both ankles. Both ankles. Move that awareness up the calves of both legs, just the backside, just the calves of both legs. Feel the difference. Feel the awareness shift as you move around to the front, the shins of both legs. Now the entire lower leg on both legs, ankle and feet. Move your awareness up into your knees, right and left knee, front of knee, back of knee. Circle your awareness around the knee. Move your awareness through the knee and down through the legs, ankles, heels, toes, the entire from the knee down on both legs. Move your awareness up into your thighs. All of your awareness in your thighs, all the way around your thighs. Relax the muscles in both legs. Relax both legs entirely. Relax both legs, keeping them where they are with intention only. Relax any tension you find in your legs. Release any tension, and when the tension grabs you again, let go again. Bring your awareness now into your pelvic floor, where you're seated, where your body meets your seat. Notice the pressure there. Hold your awareness here for a moment and bring it up into your hips, the right side of the hip, the left side of the hip, the front of the hips and over the pubic bone. Now from your hips all the way down, all of your awareness, all of your attention on your hips and all the way down both legs. A lot of awareness filling up your body from your toes all the way to the top of your hips. Now bring your awareness up into your belly, around the back, over the sides. Lift your awareness, pull it up into your rib cage as if your awareness is wrapping you up like a burrito, like a blanketed burrito. Remember how when my parents used to do that? Anybody had those people? Yeah. Blanket yourself in your awareness. Wrap it around your arms as if it is a big blanket wrapping around you. Your awareness, your attention, all of your attention from your shoulders all the way down, as if your entire body is being wrapped up and hugged, held tightly by your awareness. Release any tension in the body, leaving only your attention. Move your awareness up to your neck, around your neck. We're not trying to change anything. Remember, we're just paying attention, just noticing and releasing tension. Bring your awareness up into your jaw. Relax your jaw. Relax your temples. Relax your ear. Relax your cheeks. Both ears, not just one. Both cheeks, not just one. Both nostrils. Relax the tip of your nose. Bring your attention to the tip of your nose and tell the tip of your nose to relax. Relax your forehead. Relax your entire head. Your entire body now wrapped in your awareness, filled with your awareness. Only attention, releasing all tension. From here, inhale through the nose and pull the breath through the lungs and into the belly. Big deep breath and sigh it out. Inhale again, lifting the heart and elongating the spine. And let it go. Inhale once more, expanding the rib cage in all directions, front, sides, and back. Hold at the top. Take in a little more air, and let it go. You can keep your eyes closed as long as you would like to, or you can go ahead and open them. We're going to move back down to the feet, check in with your feet, make sure they are still grounded, and begin to gently windshield wiper your knees. Wipe them back and forth, beginning to move into the muscles. More than just awareness now. We bring intention to our movement. Windshield wiper the knees back and forth. Again, leaving your hands, palms on your thighs. Move your awareness now to your hips, and we're going to do little tiny hip lifts. Lift one cheek off your seat and switch. Other cheek off your seat. Back and forth. Lifting cheek and cheek and cheek and cheek. Just a small movement here. We're not trying to lift it. We're not trying to go sky high here. Just warming up the muscles, saying hello to the low back, noticing where there may still be some tension. I can feel some pinched nerves and things like that happening back there, so we're going to get into those here in a minute. Now go ahead and ground back out again, both in the feet and in the butt. And we're going to move to little tiny belly circles. You can put your hand on your belly if you'd like to, or you can remain with your hands on your thighs. And begin with little circles, bringing your awareness into your pelvic floor, into your hip region, into your lower belly. Feel like you are stirring your hip bowl with your tailbone. Do little circles in one direction, little circles in the other direction. Move however is available to you. It's okay if this movement is not exactly smooth. Feel free to just take your time with it. So if you need to go slow and you're trying to find a smooth movement, slow down a little bit. Find the smooth movement. See where there's stuck points. A lot of times when we're doing these, it's that sciatic stuff or the hip joint or the where you find tension. See, one direction is way more stuck than the other. Just notice that. There's no need to change it right now. We're going to work in some twists here in a second. Ajna, sir. It's okay. Come back to center. And we'll move into some cat-cows. So inhale for cow. You can use your hands to kind of pull a little bit and push to get a little bit more extension. If not, you can also just place your hands palms up and your thighs and just enjoy the movement on your spine. I want you to really focus on getting a full length movement, top of your head to the bottom of your tailbone in our cat-cow. We're going to begin with cow. Inhale, sending the chest forward, lifting the chin up, tipping the hips back so you're lifting your tailbone, rolling the shoulders ever so slightly. Nice lift arch in the entire spine. Inhale, and then exhale. Curl the tailbone. Push the spine back. Tuck the chin down. Roll the shoulders forward. Exhale. Inhale, lift, and press forward. Lift that tail, lift that chin. Exhale. Curve your entire spine. Couple more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Take your time. Really enjoy this. Last one. And return to neutral. Check in with your knees again. Make sure they're still a 90-degree angle. Make sure your feet are still planted on the ground, nice and grounded. Rest your hands back on your thighs. Take your right arm with as much room as you have. Go ahead and reach out and swing that arm up directly overhead. Gaze at your fingertips and exhale as you turn to the side. Just tilt to the side to get that right. Sorry, I didn't say right side or left. You can choose your side. Get that nice side body stretch and gaze up past the armpit. Turn your head to gaze past your armpit. Don't offend yourself, but take a few moments. Big deep breaths here in this spot. Inhale, up to neutral. Keep your arm extended for just a moment, and then bend at the elbow. Bring your hand to your back, to your upper back, to your neck, wherever is available to you, and just reach. I want you to take a moment here to align the spine. Try to take that arch out of the spine. Elongate the spine. Bring your chin parallel to the ground. Relax the shoulders. Release tension. And just relax into this for a moment, allowing the armpit to open up, toxins to release, and reach with your fingertips, with your intention, not creating tension. You notice I'm not grabbing that hand here because I'm not trying to force myself into this. I'm trying to check into where I'm at. I want to meet my edge, say hello, good morning, offer it some gentle kisses and some compassion and some love, and then back the fuck off. I don't need to push my edges first thing in the morning, and neither do you. Inhale that arm back up, extend the arm, and exhale to release it back down to the lap. Other side. Take your other arm and sweep it, if you've got the room for it, big, wide, arm up above. Gaze up towards your fingertips. And then as you exhale, extend the side to the side, reach to the side to get a nice arch in the other side body. Now tilt your head to look up past your armpit. Take a couple of breaths here. Really seeking the stretch here in the full side, all the way down into the hips, up through the fingertips. Inhale back up to neutral, keeping the arm extended, and exhale to bend the elbow and just to drop that hand to the back of the neck or the upper back. And again, bring intention to your posture. Adjust here. Elongate the spine, chin parallel to the ground. Find nice posture. Relax that opposite shoulder. And breathe. Just breathe. Good morning, edges. Hello. How are you? You're a little bit tired? Feeling a little cranky? That's okay. I'm not trying to push you. I'm just here to say good morning. Your body and your being respond very differently to compassion and gentleness than they do to force and aggression. It's important to explore responding in that way. Inhale to extend the arm up one last time, and exhale to release it back down. We're going to roll the shoulders. Inhale the shoulders up. Exhale them back and down. Inhale them forward and up. Exhale back and down. Couple of rotations here. And then switch directions. Inhaling them back and up. Exhaling forward and down. Try to keep the space between the shoulders and the ears. You're not trying to collapse your ears or protect your neck at the moment. Just some nice shoulder rolls. Hello, shoulders. How are you? Feeling a little bit kinky? Yep, me too. All right. Relax those shoulders. And then this time, inhale them up. Pull them all the way to your ears. Pull them up as high as you can. And drop them down with an exhale. 2 more. Inhale, pull it up. Exhale. 1 more. Let that shit go. Whatever nonsense you're carrying on your shoulders that you do not need anymore, that shit is gone. Put it down. We're going to move into the neck. Inhale the chin up. And exhale, rolling down to one side all the way around. Inhaling as you come back up. And exhaling around. One direction. Take your time. Match with the breath. Inhaling as the neck goes up and back. Exhaling as the chin goes forward and down. Go ahead and switch directions. Remember, this isn't about popping the neck, although it may happen. This is more about taking note of where you are at. Notice the spots that are kinked. Again, don't try to change them. Don't try to pop them out of your neck. Don't try to extend them out of your neck. We're just warming up the muscles and saying hello and taking stock of where the body is at. And come back to neutral. Relax your shoulders for a moment. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, just dropping your ear towards your shoulder. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Get a nice stretch in the side of the neck. You can stay here. If you'd like to go a little bit deeper, I invite you to extend the arm of the side so if you are tilting your right ear to your right shoulder, your left arm gets extended. From here, leave your hand relaxed and just inhale up. I want to say like 6 inches, not even a foot. Exhale down. So this movement goes a little bit above the shoulder and a little bit below the shoulder. Feel for that stretch in the neck without overextending. You might need to move the arm a little further back or a little further forward to feel that extension in this muscle here. Move your arm with intention, not by creating tension. Come back to neutral, release the arm, bring the head back up. Inhale again. Exhale, drop the ear to the other shoulder. For me, that's the left. So I'm gonna extend my right arm, and I'm gonna make that tiny little movement, keeping my hand relaxed. Inhale up above the shoulder just a little bit. Exhale down below the shoulder a little bit. Bringing my awareness to the muscles as they move with my arm and through my neck. Go ahead and release. Come back to neutral. Bring your hands together behind your back. Interlace your fingers like so. Interlace your fingers behind your back. And pull back, sending your chest forward, lifting the chin into just a little tiny camel pose. Just a little back bend. Exhale to release. Check in again with your knees, 90-degree angle, feet nice and flat, grounded on the earth. My heels seem to have come in, so I'm going to bring them out a little bit more. Knees shoulder width apart. And then walk your fingertips all the way down into a forward fold as far as you would like to go. Wherever you decide to stop, relax into that spot. If it's all the way down, relax your shoulders and your chest on your knees. If it's here, you can use your arms. I want you to relax your upper body. Relax your neck. And just hang in your forward fold for a moment, wherever you are. Take nice, big, deep breaths. Feel the tension releasing in your neck, in your back, in your shoulders. And slowly roll back up. This time when you roll up, I mean slow. I mean like see if you can really get that one vertebra at a time. Roll up. Roll those shoulders out. And we're going to tiptoe one more time into a... Oh, no! Verify to continue. Thanks, TikTok. Sorry, guys. Oh, what the shit? I don't know if you guys can see me when it does that, unfortunately. So, all right. We're going to roll back into that forward fold. Again, try to find a little bit deeper. So if you only went here last time, try to go a little bit further down. Walk your fingers all the way down into that forward fold. Relax your shoulders, relax your neck, relax the muscles in your back. And then either plant your hand on the inside of your foot on the ground, or just place it on the inside of your leg or your knee, wherever is available to you. And then inhale your right arm up into a twist. Gaze up towards that arm, towards that hand, and lean into your twist. Exhale back down. Again, either place the right hand on the floor or on the inside of your right leg. And inhale, twisting the other way, sending your left arm up, gazing up towards your left hand. Lean back a little bit into that twist. And exhale to release back down. Relax in your forward fold and then roll. Roll yourself all the way back up. Okay, shake it out, shake it out. Check your posture again. 90-degree angle, ankles underneath the knees. Feet grounded, nice elongated spine. Lift through the top of your head. Bring your chin back parallel to the ground. Relax the shoulders. Bring both hands underneath your right thigh. Interlace your fingers. Inhale, lifting the knee, hugging it into the chest. And as you exhale, bring your forehead to your knee. Inhale up and release the knee. Other side. Interlace your fingers underneath your left thigh. Inhale, pointing the toe, lifting the left knee up to the chest. Hug it into your chest. Nice long spine. And exhale, forehead to knee. Inhale to release, back down to the ground. Again, check with your knees. 90-degree angle. Knees shoulder width apart. This time, instead of interlacing the fingers underneath your thigh, you can either put your hands on your hips here, or you can rest them on your seat, the edge of your seat, the edge of your bed. Just set them on your bench, wherever you are. Inhale to lift the right leg. This time, lift it up as if you're hugging it in. Keep that spine elongated. Lift and hug it in without the arms. Pull it in. Feel the core activating as you pull your thigh in. The heaviest muscle, the heaviest bone in your body, the heaviest part of your body here. This huge thigh you've got. This lovely, powerful thing. Hold here. And as you exhale, flex the foot and send the legs straight out if you have the space for it. Again, long in the spine, lift through the top of your head, activate the core. See if you can hold that leg parallel to your other one. Hold, hold, activate the core. Don't let the spine curve. Nice long spine. Exhale to gently release, gently release, gently release. Pause here for a moment. Let the tension created dissipate. And we're going to move into the left thigh, or the left leg. So, bring your hands back again, thighs or to your chair. Keep the intention in the spine. Let's begin before we even go into lifting the thigh. Inhale, elongate the spine, lift the chest, relax the shoulders, chin parallel to the ground. Inhale, point the toe, and pull that left knee up into the chest. You're going to get a little bit of tucking in your hips because of this motion, and that's okay, but I want you to really focus on keeping the rest of the body, rest of the spine elongated. Pull that knee up just like you did before. Holding it here, the chest. Activate your core. Note here, is there tension? Are you putting more tension now or more pressure on the right foot? If you are, come back out of that. We want all of the tension created in here, in the holding of this leg here. The tension created by holding in the core, in the abdomen. Inhale, big deep breath. Exhale, flex the foot and extend. Hold this leg here. Keep it extended. Activate the core. Long spine. Long spine, long spine. Exhale to release. Hip tilts. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. With the breath. Lift each cheek back and forth. Come back to neutral. One more time, a little bit different. This time, hands on the edge of your seat. Inhale, pull your right leg up, point that toe, and as you exhale, cross the right over the left. Wherever's available to you, as much as is available to you. Try to do it as best you can with just your leg. From here, bring your hands together at your heart. Take a deep breath in. You've got your right leg crossed over your left. So as you exhale, turn the torso to the right side. Find your edge. And then open your arms. Front arm goes to the outside of your thigh, your right thigh. Back arm goes on the back of your chair or on your bed. And gaze over that right shoulder. Gaze behind you. Long spine. Take deep breaths here. Take a deep breath in. And exhale to slowly come back to center. Uncross those legs. Shake them out. Bring the knees back to a 90-degree angle. Feet back to the ground. Hands back on your seat or on your hips. Either one is fine. Inhale to lift the left thigh this time. And exhale to cross over the right. Bring your hands together at your heart. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, turning your torso to the left, finding your edge and opening the hands. Bringing that right arm to the outside of the left leg and the Left arm to the back of the chair or your bed or wherever's behind you. And then gaze over that left shoulder, over that back shoulder. Several deep breaths here. Allow your breath to create more space in this twist. Long spine. Take a deep breath in and exhale to slowly release. Uncross the knees. Bring them back to a 90-degree angle. Now again, this week we have been working with the solar plexus chakra. So we're going to do a little bit of warming breath, a little bit of fire building here in the belly. Please feel free to do this more intensely or less intensely as is appropriate for you in the moment. If you are already feeling very, very hot, then just do a very gentle version of this. If you are feeling cold or you're feeling coolness or coldness in the body or tension in the body, go ahead and do it a little bit more. So, and if regardless of what you're feeling, if you're doing the practice and it doesn't feel good, stop, please, immediately. So for this breath, we're just going to go ahead and put your left hand on your upper belly, just below your sternum, kind of where your stomach is, but in the center here. And we're going to do little exhales. Don't worry about your inhale. Just go through the nose, seal the lips, and go. Little tiny puffs of air, exhales through the nose. This will help clear your sinuses, help cultivate digestive fire, warm the body, and help relieve things like arthritis and other cold symptoms in the body, as well as in the mind. It helps to clear the mind as well and balance the breath. So you can do this with your eyes open, or you can do it with your eyes closed. I like it with my eyes closed because it helps me stay focused. So we're going to do, let's say 30 to 40 breaths. Let's start with 30 breaths. Okay, go ahead and inhale all the way, big deep breath. Exhale all the way. And then short inhale to begin and count for yourself to 30. Release. Release your hand. Release the breath once you reach 30. And just let your breath do what it needs to do for a second to recalibrate. Feel free to take this time to notice any shifts, any changes, anything stuck, or anything new. Relax the muscles in the face, shoulders, back. Nice long spine. And we'll move to our second round. This time we will go to a count of 40. A count of 40. Bring your left hand up to your belly. Deep breath in all the way. Fill your lungs. Exhale all the way. Halfway inhale and then begin for a count of 40. Relax. Relax the breath, relax the body. Keep that nice long spine. Bring the intention to your spine. Notice any sensations generated by this practice. Relax the muscles in your face. We're going to do one more round, this time for a full 60. I invite you for this 60, really do your best to relax the muscles in your face and just focus on that exhale, 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 exhale for a count of 60. Focus on the feeling of the belly pulling in to eject the exhale through the nose. So bring your left hand when you are ready. If you need a couple more moments, take the few more moments. When you're ready, bring your left hand to your belly. Take a deep breath in all the way. Fill your lungs. Exhale completely. Halfway inhale for a count of 60. Relax. And this time really release all tension. In fact, flip your hands over so your palms are facing up. Relax the breath. No need to control anything at all. Just bring intention to the spine, lifting at the top of the head, noticing the way the heart rises and falls on the breath, and staying present with any other experience that arises. Treat your thoughts the same way as sensations in your body. Let them rise and fall. Treat them the same way as the way your heart rises and falls on your breath. Your inhale comes and goes. Allow that rhythm to move everything through you. Inhale and exhale, a natural pace. No need to attach to any thought, any sensation, any worry, any doubt, any fear, anything like that. Do not attach anything. Let them all go. Wash away in the ocean as the waves come in and waves go out. For the breath comes in and the breath goes out. In this space, I invite you to now move your awareness through your body and just take stock, just take account of how everything is and any tension you find. Instead of trying to change anything or judge it or shame it or anything or be complaining about it, just give it your compassion, give it your love. You can say to yourself, I love you. You can say to yourself, I see you, I hear you. It's okay. It's okay that there's still a little kink in my low back. It's okay. It's okay that there's still a little tension in my cheeks, in my jaw. It's okay. All of these things are temporary if we allow them to be, if we give them permission to be. So give whatever you're experiencing now the permission to be temporary. Whether you don't like it or whether you do like it. Allow it all to be temporary. It is in attachment, it is in holding that we cultivate our suffering. So just for today, just for this moment, put that shit down. You don't need to carry it. It's okay for it to be whatever it is right in this moment. No need to carry any attachment, any story, any holding. Pain in my low back, you can come and go as you please. I encourage you to stay here in this space with your inner world, with your body, with your breath, as long as it is available to you. While you are here, please make sure that you are meeting yourself with compassion and love and gentleness. When you feel complete, I invite you to bring your hands together into prayer or simply lay one over the other over your heart in gratitude for today's practice. In gratitude for this space that we cultivate together. Both the shared space outside of us and the space within. In gratitude for the opportunity to take a moment with ourselves, to offer ourselves some compassion and love, and offer ourselves some appreciation. Offer yourself some gratitude for taking the time for self-care today. Even if you just did this for a few moments, even if you just hang out and watched, you took some time for self-care. I'm proud of you for it. I hope you are too. And thank you so much for joining me and helping me cultivate this safe space where we can learn and grow together. I love you so much. When you are ready to fully come out of your practice, please do so slowly, especially if your eyes are still closed. Offer some stretches, offer some wiggles. It helps if it's very bright out to warm your hands, cup them over your eyes, and flutter your eyes open from behind your hands. It helps the eyes adjust so you're not blinding yourself. Do you think my coffee's still warm? Hey, love, you're welcome. Aw, guys, I love you. Hi, Bobby. I appreciate you, too. Just had to chill today. Hurt back yesterday. I'm sorry, friend. Hey, Kay. Welcome, guys. So remember, for the remainder of... Tomorrow's June 1st. Starting June 1st, all of my replays will go into a membership, into a subscription membership. So today, this replay is on YouTube, and you can go watch it. You can go check out all of the other... Basically, you get a sneak peek into all of it, because tomorrow it closes down. Tomorrow, all of the replays will be available only with a membership. Kathy, thank you. I love you. So... Andrew, is this the Andrew that I'm thinking of? Are you Andrew? Or are you some other Andrew? My son was asking about Metal Shop the other day. Yeah! Hey, Jenny. Good. You know, and a lot of times, too, we think of these things as separate. You know, you say released a lot of kinks and emotion. And we think of these things as separate, but the reality is they're really not. A lot of times, the discomfort we feel in our body is indicative of a more subtle layer of self being out of balance. Again, the stack of stones, the Karen, right? The top stone is your body. And if anything else underneath is out of alignment, your body responds so that it tells, so you can know what the hell is going on. Like, this is your check engine light. It is not the only way to treat what's going on. In fact, sometimes treating the body is only treating the symptom. And we do that. We take pain meds or something like that, right? We treat the symptoms again and again and again, and we wonder why we are in a perpetual state of suffering, why we are perpetually feeling these symptoms. It's because we never go deeper into the subtle layers of self. But you can, and you totally have access to. And it's not that difficult to do so. Really, what are the most important pieces? If you want to go into those inner layers of self, the most important tools you need are your intention and your attention. Back to work. Have a great day, Andrew. Sending you love. Nice to see you. How would that analogy work? Your attention is the door, and your intention is the key, or your intention is the doorway, and your attention is the key. I think that's it. Your intention is the doorway, and your attention is the key that gets you into these deeper layers of self. I know here in the West we have this idea of how we have to work really hard to make things happen. We have to strive, we have to struggle, we have to pick ourselves up by our bootstraps, we gotta, you know, toughen up and all this other stuff. We got all these sayings, all these ways to talk about this idea that we're supposed to harden ourselves to get things done or to deal with the world. And the more I hardened myself, the more suffering I found I was experiencing, both internally and externally. And so the foundations of the way that I practice, and what really changed my practice entirely, was when I started to meet myself from without holding, without tension. That's where I discovered this intention versus tension. when we go into, I think one of the biggest misconceptions, honestly, about yoga is that, like, yes, we need tension at sometimes. Like if you're building muscle and lifting weights, this creates tension, and the creation of that tension helps you build and grow muscle, right? Same thing with stressful situations. There is a time and a place for tension in our lives, because it is that tension that is an indication of either something is out of balance or something needs to move or something is happening, right? It is that tension where that we grow from. But it is imperative that we balance that tension out with intention, with times of rest, with relaxation, not just action, right? With being, not just doing. And when we are told that our value is only in what we produce, only in what we do, then we are perpetually, again, we put ourselves in this situation where we believe that we can't stop. We don't allow ourselves to stop, or we feel guilty when we stop and when we rest and when we give ourselves gentleness and kindness. How many of you have that self-talk that's demanding and mean and like, chop it, let's go, come on, what the hell are you doing? Like, I can't believe you're sitting around. Like that really pushy voice. It has a place. It has a purpose. There are times when I really do need that pushy voice. But man, that pushy voice really thinks that his job is way more important than it is. He really thinks that all of these other places I need to be pushed. And the truth is that we don't. Balance. Give and take. Push and pull. In and out. Up and down. Ebb and flow. Right? And it's our responsibility. It's our responsibility to have that conversation with that part of ourselves, to set healthy boundaries with those parts of ourselves. I am not a victim of what happens inside of my body and in my mind, unless I believe myself to be. And if I believe myself to be, then I will remain so. The truth is that to a certain point, there are things inside, the things inside of you, the things going on within you don't have power over you unless you give it to them. Now, we can unconsciously give these parts power. We can unconsciously give away our personal responsibility, our strength, our, our power. Unconsciously, because most of us are taught to unconsciously. But if you are alive right now, you have the ability. You have the ability to spend time with yourself. You have the ability to meet yourself where you're at. You have the ability to have the tough conversations with yourself, especially the ones that are important, the ones that are needed, the ones that you've been avoiding, the ones that keep allowing you to loop through these unhealthy patterns or unhealthy relationships or jobs or, other habits and things like that. These things come when we haven't had the conversations with those parts of ourselves, when we haven't taken the time to be our own parent, our own counselor, our own partner, our own teacher. Thank you, Leb, much of claiming your power back is bringing the unconscious into the conscious. Which means you have to accept that there are unconscious things happening within you. But again, the work is not for everybody. The path is not for everybody. The exploration is not for everybody. Not everybody wants to do that inner work, and I don't blame them, because our inner worlds can be scary and uncomfortable, and it takes a lot of courage to take that full responsibility for yourself. It really does. Because that means you are fully responsible for all of your choices. I love you too, Star Angel. That's why I'm doing longer lives. More lives, longer lives. I'm about to start teaching some classes in town here in person, and I'm trying to decide how I want to share those classes with you guys. I will keep you updated about those. We shall see. But with me, you will rarely get a like workout style, right? Yoga flow, because you can go anywhere and get that. You can go a lot of places and get that. You can go to your local studio and get a calisthenics workout, right? Now, that's not to say that every standard yoga class ignores the subtle self. I think there are a great many good teachers out there who do not ignore the subtle self and are very good at helping their students reach those inner layers of self. And that's beautiful. It's really wonderful. But again, not everybody is doing that. And not everybody is going to be aware of it if they're not aware of it within themselves. And there are people who go and, you know, I was talking about this the other day. This whole idea of certification is that through the process of requiring certifications, we now have this like certification mill, where people can go and they can get a yoga certification without having much experience, or even like you can make a career and go get the certification for yourself, but not have the natural inclination to teach or to hold space for people. You know, maybe you just thought it was the cool thing to do and you want to be a yoga teacher. Like, that's fine and grand, but once upon a time, before we had these structures of certification and schools and things like that to do it, it was the people who naturally were inclined toward it, who were called to it, that were teaching it. And in that way, there is a depth of understanding that is available to people who are genuinely exploring it versus people who are like, oh, I'll learn how to do it and I'll learn how to do the flows and then I'll teach the stuff. And I'm not condemning anyone, because there's a place and time for everyone and everybody's practice. And hopefully that, you know, somebody going into it and learning the book stuff will eventually slip into the deeper stuff. Leb, do I travel? Yes, I do. I do frequently travel, but we've been here for the last couple of years. Star Angel, thank you, friend. Girl with Blue Eyes, yes, it's not an easy path, but it's worth it. But at the same time, like, I used to push people onto this path. I used to, try to pull people's trauma and broken parts out so that we could look at them. And it's a perfect example of recognizing your purpose, but not knowing how to apply it in your life. I absolutely love digging into I love doing internal excavation. It's why I coach now. It's why I teach now, because we can privately, you and I, or in a group, we can dig really fucking deep. But the reality is that not everybody wants to do that work. And I was that person who would, with my friends, with my partners, I would find the things that were misaligned and I would pull them out and I'd say, here, let's look at it. Let's talk about it, right? And there are a lot of people who don't want to see it. Like, I cannot believe you just took my stinky cheese, my dirty laundry out of the fucking closet. Didn't you know I had it back there for a reason? No, I don't understand that. I didn't understand it. I couldn't understand how people didn't want to do this work, how people didn't want to look at themselves, how people didn't want to take responsibility for themselves. It was extremely frustrating and led me to be very obtuse, right? Very pushy. Hey, Project Love. Oh, did I, Leb? That's okay. I actually recently discovered that I can see the chat after the live. I can go find the chats after the live so I can see what y'all said. But it actually took... I met an acupuncturist many years ago who we became very fast friends. I saw her for treatment, and as an energy worker, acupuncture was like a wild ride. Acupuncture was like a roller coaster. They would drop one little, like, she'd drop a needle in my big toe, and my whole leg I could feel the energy like undulate up my leg and do these crazy things. So I loved going to acupuncture, and she asked me, because I told her once, whoa, that feels like I'm doing this. It feels like I'm doing that. She's like, I have never had somebody who was that aware of the things that were happening within. So we had this really great connection, and this really great, like, we both got deeper into the understanding of energy and the channels through the practice together. But she was the one who really started to teach me about how to separate the friendship versus the working piece of it, right? Yeah, acupuncture is fucking amazing. If you haven't tried it before, even if you're afraid of needles, try it. Cade, I don't know. My kid thinks I'm a pretty cool mom. I'm probably a permissive mom more than anything. I try to be um, um, authoritative so that we can do cooperative discipline and things like that. He's an 8-year-old. We've homeschooled. I have very big and grand ideas about child development because I also went to school for 20 some years in human development and wellness. So I'm the over-informed, over-educated parent who tries to do everything properly and perfectly and then totally fucks up, because the reality is that book versus reality in the moment plus me being triggered equals a whole new trouble soup that I have to figure out in the moment. So, but I teach him meditation. I teach him mindfulness. From the get-go, we have been meditating. From the get-go, we have been talking about energy. My mother was a blessing, because when I started feeling these movement of energy, when I started understanding energy and talking about it, she immediately was like, awesome. Here's how you use it. Here's how you work with it. Here's where it comes from. If I hadn't had that, I think I would have ended up on probably a way further off my path than I ended up with, right? Yeah, girl with blue eyes. I think though, um, it's important to meet ourselves where we're at, right? And I never want to talk about parenting and have people feel guilty for any way that they parented, because we are all doing the best we can with what we have in the moment, and there is no place for shame in that. But now you have the experiences to offer and help others. Exactly. Now you can offer those things in reflection. And even still, whether no matter how old your kids are, you can always meet them again. You can always meet them again. Cade, um, I want to say that I want to rephrase that a little bit, because what you say here is most people who commit heinous crimes are not grounded. What I have found, what I have come to understand as an energy worker, as somebody who's been working with energy since I was a little kid, this is the foundation of where I see and experience life from. Hi, Ricky, I love you. Is from through the lens of energy work. Um, we have a we have an energy force field, right? Not force field, sorry. I'm wearing Star Wars, so now we're talking energy in the force. We're talking the force, y'all. Um, this, if you've ever seen the image of it, it's the same torus that goes around the earth, that goes around other living things. It is this torus of energy that has this kind of like central piece, the central channel on the inside, and the energy moves both in and out, both sides of the channel. The top of that channel is the top of your head. The bottom of the channel is your pelvic floor. This is your central energy channel. It's called the Sushumna channel in Sanskrit. I know other frameworks have different names for it. I like it as calling the Sushumna channel. It's just the framework I use. So that channel is where prana flows through us, flows into us. Now remember that prana, when I mean prana, what I'm talking about is the vibration, the frequency, the energy that flows through absolutely everything in the universe, okay? Everything in the universe has a common energy, that prana. Cosmic donut hole. That's right, Leb. I love you guys. You guys help me make sure the shenanigans are never leave. So Star Angel, I am a Virgo sun with a Pisces moon and a Gemini rising, and that should explain a lot of things. So that central energy channel. I want to get back to what your statement here was, friend. Cade. Through that central energy channel is where that, like I said, that prana, that life force flows, okay? That life force we can understand as, we can call Brahman or source energy. Divine prana, that life force, some people call it Sophie, or the laughter, or the freak, whatever it is. There's a lot of, we can talk about it as whatever it is. We are meant to be okay. We are meant to be illuminated by that energy. We are meant to fill our cup with that energy. That energy is an infinite source of energy, of life force. Okay? Now, what happens to most of us is that through our early experiences, learning how to be human and getting enculturated process and all this stuff that happens as we grow up, as we develop, what happens is because of our culture and because of our experiences, sometimes pieces of this central channel get gummed up. We can, for example, if we have lower trauma chakra, if we have lower chakra trauma, if we have trauma early in life, the flow of energy upward gets thwarted, becomes weak, or becomes blocked off or redirected. So we might not have a lot of stability, a lot of grounding, a lot of energy coming in from the earth. And we might even focus really heavily on this energy coming down, or vice versa. If we have some traumas up here, especially like, for example, this would be an example of like religious trauma, spiritual trauma, around spirituality and around higher thinking and higher knowing, intuition, denial, all these other things, which a lot of us experience because culturally we just don't give it credit. Culturally we don't value it. So this stuff gets shut off and we can move our energy down really low. I like to imagine this channel like a flute, like those really annoying recorders. Actually, those really annoying recorders in middle school. You remember those? When you didn't play it just right, that shit sounded. We all know the grating sound of that recorder played by a beginner. That a lot of times is what is happening. Yes, hot cross buns. What is happening in our energy system? So what I wanted to point out was that when we have an energy system that is sluggish, gummed up, imbalanced, energy misdirected, all of that kind of stuff, we end up seeking the fulfillment that we are not getting from that full energy, from that infinite energy. We end up seeking it from finite resources. And what that looks like is food, intimacy, overworking, external validation. And you can keep this list going and going and going and going and going, right? When our system is not receiving the full scope of energy that it is expecting, that it needs to operate to function properly, then we end up looking for it elsewhere. And we end up pulling it from other finite resources. Why does food never fully satisfy that empty feeling? It's because it's not intended to. No, I don't do that kind of stuff. There are other people on the internet who will do that for you, though. So when you see people operating from that place of aggression, or when you see people operating from this place of overt sexuality, or prompting other people to, what you're trying to do here is literally pull from a finite resource. You receive some sort of energetic boost from the finite resource, from the experience of, as you're asking, watching me eat a cheeseburger and spending money to do that. This is not the satisfaction that you're actually seeking. It's not the satisfaction that you really need. And you can continue perpetuating your own desire for this sort of finite resource that's never going to really satisfy you, which it might be fun and it might be your whole life. You can play with this cycle of trying to pull finite energy out of a finite reality. If you want to do that, you can do that. There's a lot of lesson. There's a lot of information you can learn. There's a lot of things you can develop and understand by trying to force finite reality to satisfy an infinite need. But your infinite need is going to be satisfied really only from one source. Now, this is my experience, my understanding. I have been on my spiritual path and doing my spiritual work, my an internal excavation since I was a little girl. So other people may use the same language or not use the same language to talk about the same things. Other people, you may not agree with me at all. And here's the thing. It's okay for you to have your own perspective. Sending you lots of love, Leb. It's okay for you to have your own understanding of these things. In fact, it's imperative for you to have your own understanding of these things, because the way that I understand them is unique to me because of my bias, because of my lenses, because of my experiences. It is the message I need. The message that resonates most deeply with me is what I share with you, because I know that some of you are close enough on the aspect of this reality that you're like, ooh, that resonates with me too. Ricky, I like that. Like filling your God hole. Yes. Yes. Allowing that force that is intended to satisfy you. There was a really beautiful story I heard about a monk on the beginning of his journey. His teacher did this meditation together where he intentionally gave him a spark. We live in a valley, guys, so everything echoes. He gave him a spark, and he put it in his heart. And he asked him to cultivate this spark. Hold this spark. He said, you have one in your heart already, but we are going to do this piece here. And he hands him the spark, and he places the spark in his heart. And then he teaches him how to grow that spark and how to breathe with that spark. And teaches him how to use that spark and how to let that guiding light guide him everywhere he goes. And this monk told this story about how over the years of doing this practice, what he discovered was that the more that he focused on fueling that internal spark through that infinite resource, the bigger it got, until he said, it set my world ablaze. Everything and everyone was enlightened by the flame that was burning within my heart. Because what does that do? It doesn't propel someone to heinous acts. When we have divinity flowing through us, when we have that warmth, that spark, that love, that universal love, that unconditional love, then we don't even resonate at that frequency. You resonate at just a different frequency. That prana naturally helps clear your channels. Why we sit in mindfulness, why we do breath work. A lot of times I've heard people in the past be like, how do I know it's working? I can't see it. I can't really feel it. Maybe sometimes I feel it. How do I know I'm not making it up in my head, kind of stuff? And the thing is that the more you sit with it, the more it will resonate within you. Meditation, mindfulness is a personal practice. The more you sit with it, the more it will resonate within you. And when it begins to resonate within you, as it resonates within you, the more and more it resonates within you, what you will realize is that it has a kind of gravity. When you do this internal excavation work, there is a tipping point. That's why I would never again push anybody on this practice. If you are skirting the edge of your practice, go ahead and skirt the edge as long as you feel like you need to. Because once you get into that gravity of this work, of the internal excavation, you are very likely to find things that are uncomfortable, that are scary, that you don't know how to handle. So I think it's really important that we, one, surround ourselves with people who can hold space, can hold compassionate space, can see us where we're at without feeling the need to reach in and change it or to do anything about it. There's a lot to be said for holding space for each other and allowing the other to go through whatever it is without the need to change it. Sounds good, Ricky. I love it. Come fly on by. Leftover crack. I don't know the song, so I can't really comment on it there. So if you find yourself pulling on finite resource, eating to satisfy, yelling to satisfy, overworking to satisfy, over boundary setting, over protecting, smoking, drinking, oversleeping, not sleeping enough. If you are finding yourself in loops, in behavior or habitual loops, they are signs of an imbalance. No, I mean, if you know it's there but can't channel it, if you know that prana energy, that source energy is there but can't channel it, is that what you're asking? Can't consciously feel it or experience it, is what you're asking? Or intentionally move it? Really stop shaming yourself, right? Stop shaming yourself for these habits, because they're actually check engine lights. They're actually gifts. They're your body and they're your energy, right? They're you saying there's an imbalance here. It's the check engine light, meaning in a depressive state constantly. So I personally live with depression. Depression lives with me, sleeps in my bed, sits at my dinner table, travels with me in the vehicle, whispers in my ear. I live with depression. Depression is someone who exists in my world on a regular basis. And I have to have regular conversations with depression to make sure that we can still operate and carry on through our day. Hey, friend, Jay. Sorry, there's a glare on the screen there. But depression doesn't get to take a hold of everything that I do. And one of the most powerful ways for me to separate me from depression is through mindfulness. Mindfulness is not about the outcome. Mindfulness is not about getting a visceral reaction of energy channeling. Mindfulness is not about seeing psychedelics. Mindfulness is not about getting a perfectly quiet mind. Mindfulness is not even about changing anything in your state of being, internal or external reality. Mindfulness is about meeting yourself where you're at. Good morning, Tina. Hello. Meeting yourself where you're at and just being aware of it. Meeting it with curiosity and willingness. That's it. Without changing anything. And I invite you to meet your depression like that. It's not about, again, it's not about overcoming, my friend. And I only pick at the words because semantics are really important. Our words have power, and the words that I use, like, for example, overcome, means for me to defeat in some way my depression. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not defeating it. I'm having a direct conversation with it and asking it what it needs so that we can continue through our day. Some days, that means me hitting the timer, the alarm snooze button. Some days it means extra sugar in my coffee. Some days it means getting my work done and then going and taking a walk for 3 hours all by myself. You've been running all your life. A lot of times and most of the time we're running from ourselves. I've been running all my life, and I was usually running from myself because I didn't know how to escape the feelings that were inside of me. And the thing is by running away, I was creating more tension. By running away or running towards something, we can create tension. By hating something and by desiring something, we can create tension. That is why when we practice mindfulness, one of the first things that we need to do is just be present. Bring your intention and your attention and let whatever else happen. And anything that arises, meet it with curiosity and willingness. These are the foundations for mindfulness that I have discovered through my practice. And I know there are other people who use other terms. I really like these. It's your intention. Your intention is your guiding star. Your intention can be as simple as just to meet my depression, just to be here now. It doesn't have to be complicated. It can be complicated, but I invite you to start with something very, very simple. Just to be present. Just to meet my depression. Just to meet depression, right? Don't even call it mine, right? See, I always say mine. It's not mine. You don't belong to me. You are a visitor, a guest in my house, in my temple. And you are welcome to come and stay in my temple as long as you are not disrupting my temple or tearing it apart. So if your depression is disrupting your temple to such a degree that it is tearing your life apart, I invite you to take some time. Start with just the simplest of practice. Make it 5 minutes every day. Maybe when you wake up in the morning. Maybe even set a timer, do a timer snooze button, right? Set it for 5 minutes snooze. And when that alarm goes off, turn off the alarm or snooze the alarm and close your eyes for 5 minutes and ask depression to meet you. Say, good morning. How are you, depression? You can say it in your head. You could say it out loud. You may not get any answer at all, and that's okay. You may get a lot of answers, and that's okay too. Try it. You don't have to try it, if you don't like it. This is not, again, I am not anybody's guru, guys. I am here to share with you guys what works for me, what has been profoundly life-changing for me, things that have literally saved my life, things that have changed my relationship with depression so that depression is no longer ruining my day and tearing me apart. You can absolutely do it with anxiety. And again, I invite you not to claim it as your own. It doesn't belong to you. Depression doesn't belong to you just as the wind does not belong to anybody. Anxiety doesn't belong to you just like the thunderstorm does not belong to anybody. It is a finite experience, something that rises and falls within us. However, we are taught, we are accustomed to attaching to it and calling it mine. I identify with it. It's my anxiety. It's my PTSD. It's my depression. It does not fucking belong to you. Stop trying to keep it. Stop trying to hold it. It is in holding something that is meant to rise and fall that we end up creating tension and suffering. Yes, girl with blue eyes. I learned that my path will be different from others. Allow others to pave theirs. This is why I say, guys, be mindful if anybody comes to you and says they have the end-all be-all answers for you or for everyone. I am always very suspicious, because that almost always comes from an imbalance in ego or a misunderstanding about the uniqueness that we each are. Sure, Tina. So start with those 5 minutes every day. One of the things that really changed my practice, I had all these tools, I've had a lot of these tools for a long time, but one of the things that really changed my practice was committing to doing it every single day. And you're like, oh fuck, I don't have time for yoga every single day. I'm not talking about that. I am talking about 5 minutes in the morning when my alarm goes off, a 5-minute snooze, and just lay there and listen. Invite depression, invite anxiety, invite fear, invite whatever it is that ends up taking hold of you during the day, and give it a few moments to speak. Keep a journal nearby, because the more you do this, the more likely it is you're going to hear something. And it might not be words, remember. It might not be words. You might not hear something very plain and clear and direct. You might feel instead a knot in your gut or side. It might occur as a tension in your throat. Take note. This is your body. This is your energy body, your emotions, yourself, your aspects of self speaking to you, attempting to communicate with you. Your body, I was going to say, your body doesn't have a mouth. It doesn't speak in words. Yes, it does. It literally, you are speaking with your mouth right now. It's all shenanigans. This may all work for you, and none of it may work for you. But if you meet yourself with curiosity and willingness, if you explore your intention and your attention, you will find what comes up for you and what works for you. And then follow that. Good, Sarah. Girl with blue eyes, you meditate and envision a feeling in your hands. Give it a color, texture, etc., then sit with it. So that's wonderful, girl with blue eyes. So one of the ways that I introduce people to energy work is pretty much that practice. I ask them to take a feeling, and you hold your hands like so. I like to hold my hands cupped like so. hold them here at my heart, or I rest them in my lap. And then just imagine that you are putting an emotion, depression, anger, fear, anxiety. Imagine that you are putting that thing into your hands. And if you're not a visual person, please don't be dismayed. You don't have to see a thing in your mind's eye to receive the experience, to be present with the experience. Again, you may notice a sensation. Yes, you may notice a color, or you may hear something. But I invite you, instead of intentionally giving it something, I invite you just to stop at the point where you go, okay, this feeling in my throat, I'm going to put it in my hands. And then close your eyes and sit with it. You might feel something in your hands. You might feel something in your throat. You might see color, hear sounds. You might even taste something. I invite you again to be present with these experiences. Meet it with curiosity and willingness, not with any need to change it, with any need to do anything about it. Mindfulness, enlightenment, self-discovery is about deepening layers of reality, is about accessing deepening layers of reality. You don't treat the spider web in the same way you do the mountain. Oh, I missed it. Sorry, Tina. Oh, yay! Tina, are you going to take a video for me? Do you post videos? I'd love to see your garden. Have a great day. My brain is just running through analogies and things. And oh, Jay, how are we going with language classes? We're not doing any language classes right now. We still have the space in the Discord for like culture exchange language stuff. I've had to do some personal changes with my schedule and things, so I haven't been in there doing things as much. But we're getting close to 100 members in the Discord now at this point. So feel free to go in there and at people, or see if somebody wants to go to the courtyard chat and say, hey, who wants to do a language exchange? Who wants to learn how to speak this language or that language, or we'll just share exchange, Ooh, Project Love, yes, please. Tag me. Guys, I love sharing content. I'm huge on mutual marketing, shared marketing. I'm not a big, follow train fan, because I don't like to, do false follow, that kind of stuff. But if you ever have something that you want boosted, especially if it's a shop or something that you make or something that you offer, definitely please tag me in it. I'm happy to share that kind of stuff. If it's a cute video or something like that, or something fun you want to share with me, please tag me. I do my best to really pay attention to all the notifications. And even that, we're at 8,000 some members now, 800, something like that, 8,000, whatever. So it can get a little busy in there, but I do try to respond to every single comment. I do try to make sure I share that stuff. Yay! Please do, Project Love. We need to hang out in person. I like to hug my TikTok friends when I can. But before you commit to some crazy deep breathwork practice, or before you start doing hour-long yoga flows every single day, or before you go whole away in a monastery in the Himalayas, start right here. Start at home. This home. Start with you. And start just with those 5 minutes in the morning, or any other time that works for you. without trying to do or change anything. Just allow yourself to be exactly where you're at and see what comes up. Again, like I said, keep a journal. Because the more time and attention you give yourself, the more those subtle layers of self, subtle voices are going to speak up. Most of us can't hear our intuition because we haven't trusted our intuition. Most of us can't hear our higher self because we've ignored that higher self for quite some time. But they don't ever leave you. That spark of divinity within you never extinguishes. Energy never dies, it just transfers. Or it just shifts, right? So that energy of the playful, silly, fun-loving little self of you who was shamed and told to shut up and sit down and children are meant to be seen, not heard, that kind of stuff. You're too loud, you're too silly, you're too whatever, right? Like me. That was my message. So what did I do with her? I boxed her up and I put her away. I said, you are clearly immature. You get us in trouble. I keep getting yelled at because you are too loud and too silly. Nobody's respecting us because you're too silly and ridiculous. So I'm going to put you away. That energy doesn't go away. That energy doesn't leave you. It just gets stuck. And stuck energy festers. Stuck energy pushes back. Why? Because it wants to be released. I love analogies. I love stories because they really, really help me. It's how my brain works. My favorite way to think about these things that come up within us. The emotions we want to tell stories about, the sensations that come up when we're doing yoga, the thoughts that come up when we're in meditation. All of this is the body off-gassing. Think of it like a belch. Think of it like a fart. That energy gets stuck. Your energy body has to release that shit. So let it go. Let it bubble up. Next time the ruminating thoughts, next time that memory of that really traumatic event comes up, instead of attaching anything to it, remember that is a fucking fart. That is a brain fart. That is a energy belch. Let it go. Doesn't matter how much it stinks. Doesn't matter whether it smells like roses or not. Let it go. Not because you're dismissing it. Not because you're denying its truth. Not because you're pushing it away and putting it back in somewhere. No. Let it come up. Sometimes that means the emotion comes up. I'm in the middle of watching a TV show with my son, and the tone of voice and the things they say and the perfect music plays along with it, and suddenly some emotion comes up about the last time something like that or something like this happened to me in real life and whatnot, and tears start to fall. And my 8-year-old looks at me like, are you okay? It's not a sad part of the movie, Mom. And I go, yeah, I know. But some part of me is still sad about something like that. It's okay to let that go. I don't need to explain to myself or to him what it was. I don't even need to know the memory that triggered or initially got the energy stored. All I know, all I need to know in that moment is that I'm here with that feeling, and I give that permission to release. Obviously, we can't always, in every place and time, do that, right? If I'm out in the grocery store and I need to have a meltdown, it's not exactly the time for that. But I can meet myself where I'm at. Hi, Katie. I can meet myself where I'm at. I can say to myself, whoo, hi, anxiety. I see you. Look, you know what? I feel you right now. I can respect you. I can respect your need. Your need right now says get the fuck out of the grocery store and as quickly as possible. So if it's available to me, I'm going to put my hand on my belly and I'm going to leave my groceries in the cart and I'm going to walk the fuck out. Just like you would do with a toddler who was having a genuine meltdown and just needed to be removed from the situation. I can treat anxiety the same way. And just like the child's emotion is not my emotion, I can treat anxiety the same way. Hello. Hello, darkness, my friend. Let's go out to the grocery store. Let's go sit in the car for a few minutes. I have done it before. I have left my cart in the aisle, gone and sat in my car for 5, 10, 15 minutes while I just breathed and let that feeling pass. Ajna, please let it go. He's already gone. Hey, he's already gone. You may find things arise. Maybe it's tears. Maybe it's anger. Maybe it's shaking. A lot of times when I walk away with an emotion like that, like anxiety, and I go and I sit down and I let it off gas, I let the energy release, I end up shaking and sweating. But if you allow this sensation to happen, maybe it's that you feel like you need to stomp. So stomp your feet. Yes, it's a crow, but yes, Star Angel. Let whatever comes up come up within a safe container. If it's bigger than you can manage, let some of it off gas and then hold back the rest and go, whoa, okay, that's too big for me to handle on my own. I need help with that, right? It's okay to acknowledge that we need help with the big feelings. I still harbor some serious anger from when I was little. And I'm still working to release that in a way that isn't dangerous to me or to anyone else. There is no reason for you to weaponize your emotions because it's not going to help you and it's not going to help anybody else. It's still attachment, using them. But when we meet them with compassion and grace, with curiosity and willingness, then instead of trying to control the situation, we allow what needs to happen to happen. Your brain is not the captain of your ship. This is the steering wheel. Caitlin, you're struggling with anger management too. Some of my favorite practices, especially when big emotions like rage come up, right? You feel like there aren't any resources. Let me give you one right now because that's the same thing that I deal with. I have a short trigger, especially I have CPTSD, and so there are times where I'm already dealing with anxiety and then small triggers come up and I blow my top. Hey, B. Hi, son. I'm on live. Give me just a little bit longer. Nope. I'm on live. There are cameras right here. You may not come over here, hon. Okay. What's up? You can clean up your stuff on the table from last night and you can have some breakfast. No, I'm not going to answer anything for after, okay? I want you to start there, please. And once you've had your breakfast, come out. I'll probably come in a little bit here, okay? Give me like 15 minutes. Okay. So, your middle name is Raven. Raven. Okay. Let me show you some of these. Let me move us out of the sun, though, because my computer's getting way too hot. Oh, my chair is falling apart. What you guys don't realize is that I'm doing tiny yoga on a very rickety chair. So there may be a day where I'm in the middle of tiny yoga and that thing collapses underneath me and it's going to be hilarious. I am kind of waiting for it. I'm kind of excited about it because shenanigans, right? Okay. So. Okay, anger management. Whoa. Anger management. And this honestly works for anxiety, it works for depression, it works for, but I particularly love it for the really, really intense, overwhelming emotions, right? Look, we have another person trying to pull from a finite resource, pull energy from a finite resource. Okay, so tapping. I am not talking about the like this kind of tapping that has like a set thing because I don't particularly know all of that stuff. Hold on, let me let this dog out because he's just, you're just so sad. You're just so sad. Wait, come here. Come here. Come here, don't go out that gate. Nice try. All right. So, tapping, physical stuff, guys. We have now a herd of crazy animals. Okay. I start by tapping on my heart. First thing I do is bring my attention to my physical body. Bring my attention away from the thoughts and from the emotions and move to my physical, finite reality, the things that I can feel in my body. Let the thoughts move your attention from the thoughts to your body. I always start by tapping my heart because almost always the heart is disconnected. My central energy channel is gummed up somehow, and this energy is stuck and blocking free-flowing movement. So I'm going to start by tapping on my center of my chest, opening that back up. Other things I like to do are to tap. Ricky, you have a wonderful day. Love you. Other things I like to do are to tap my fingers here. And if I really need help stopping the thoughts, stopping the anger and that kind of stuff, right? The bitching thoughts, because they get really loud, then I'll start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a little bit more than just stopping and taking a deep breath and counting to 10. For me, stopping and counting to 10 never quite worked. Because what my brain did was 1, 2, 3, 4, fucking 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, fucking 10. That didn't help anything. I just told my anger to wait for a second and get more angry about having to count. But this one is a challenge because if you try to do this and do it quickly, you may notice that your fingers skip. And if your attention is elsewhere, it's hard to keep the rhythm. So this pulls in more of your senses. If this is not enough, which for me, a lot of times it's not. Anxiety and anger can get really, really intense and take over. Worked for maybe a day, right, Caitlin? Worked for maybe a day. So the other thing I like to do, let's say it's really big. I'm going to start tapping with one hand. I'm going to start counting with the other hand. And then I'm going to open my eyes and I'm going to start looking for colors. I always start with red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and then I look for even weirder colors like teal and chartreuse and whatever. Like, use all of your senses. Okay, what is feeding your anger is your attention. Take away the food, take away the fuel of the anger, your attention, and put your attention elsewhere. Let the sensations come up as they do. Let it off gas as much as possible. If you need to, phone a friend. Do these things first, right? Bring that energy down enough. And if you can't quite get out from underneath it, then reach out. Because there are some things that are not meant to be dealt with alone. And when we're not used to dealing with them alone, it can be scary, it can be difficult, and it can also equal some creating new tension, creating new suffering within ourselves. We're not in the business of creating a battle within ourselves. We're not in the business of creating more tension. We're not in the business of hurting ourselves or fighting with ourselves. But when things come up that are so overwhelming, especially things that also then cause havoc and suffering in our external world as well as in our internal world, it is okay to be the captain in that situation. Just like, again, in a church or a temple, if there is an energy or there is somebody coming in yelling and screaming in the temple, somebody's going to usher them out and help them manage that elsewhere. It is okay for you to do that with the emotions that come up too. You are the captain, not your brain, not your feelings, not anything else. There is the captain within, and that captain within is the one that watches the emotion come up, is the one that is observing the thing happening. So if you don't feel like you observe it, like instead it is all encompassing within you, then we need to work on stepping back so that you can observe it. And what do we do? How do we step back? Bring our attention back to the present moment. Breath work. Okay, good. I'm glad, Star Angel, that breath work helps. It doesn't work for everybody all the time, but I suggest again, adding pieces depending on how intense the emotion, depending on how intense the thing is that's coming up. Add other pieces to it. So Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing, is also a really fantastic way to balance the body, balance the energy channels. It not only balances the body, the breath, but it also balances the energy. And it is simply done like so. You guys want to learn some pranayama really quick? Hey, Nikki. See, and here's the thing. When you're angry, your breath matches your anger. Or there. Thank you, Boo. I love you, Nikki. Welcome back, Lib. So when you change your breath, you can change your emotional state. Just like your emotions change your breath, you can do the opposite too. By focusing on your breath, you can change your emotional state. You can change your body, the parasympathetic, whatever, nervous system. You activate that when we activate the breath, when we bring our attention to the breath. I love you too, babe. Pranayama, that's what we were about to do. There's actually two I want to share with you, because this one is a simple, it's just called alternate nostril breathing, right? It's just Nadi Shodhana. There's two different ways you can do this. One way is to place your first two fingers at your third eye here. Bring your thumb. You can use your right hand or your left, but let's do with our right hand first. First two fingers come up to your third eye. Bring your thumb to your right nostril. Inhale. Release your right nostril and put your finger on your left and exhale. Inhale through the right nostril. Switch your fingers. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Switch. Exhale through the right. I love it. Diana, have a wonderful day. This is one of my favorite exercises when dealing with big, big, big feelings. So there's two ways to do it. Again, you can do this way, using your thumb and your fingers here to close the nostrils. You switch the fingers after you inhale, okay? The other way to do it is by tucking the first two fingers and using the two hands here, or two fingers here. So this way, start with your right nostril, inhale through the left, switch, exhale through the right. Inhale through the right, switch, exhale through the left. Exactly, Robert Lee. Cheat codes. You want a cheat code? You're in the middle of an anxiety attack or a rage episode. This is your cheat code. So that is really powerful. And if you do it right now, you may notice immediately that you feel something. You feel a shift in your energy. Because what that does, remember how we were talking about the central energy channel before? Okay? On the sides of the central energy channel, we have what are called the nadis. Well, there's two main nadis, the Ida and the Pingala, the masculine, feminine, yin and yang energies that circulate through the body. These nadis connect the root chakra, intertwine between each of the chakras, and then connect here up at the third eye. They don't actually touch the crown. They connect here at the third eye. And these are what cause the chakras to, the wheels to spin in a particular direction. So, the right nadi is the Pingala, which is the masculine energy. So this moves up. The left is the feminine energy. So it moves down. The moon, the lunar energy. So it moves down. So here, your third eye turns to the left, because this is the way they move. Third eye to the left, throat to the right. Heart to the left, solar to the right. Sacral to the left, root to the right. Hey, Zark, how are you? A blockage in your solar plexus. A blockage. Do you have excess energy, deficient energy? Do you feel stuck and rigid? So as a blockage, I'm assuming you mean deficient energy, so lacking self-esteem, lacking boundaries, lacking the will to accomplish or complete things, feeling thwarted in your attempts to accomplish things. Those kind of symptoms. Yes, Robert Lee, it is extremely powerful. The subtle the subtle effects of, again, this process of coming home to ourself is about understanding deeper and deeper layers of self, experiencing deeper and deeper layers of reality. I love you too, Nikki. So, Zark, I will give you some practices here in just a second. The other thing that I really like to do, this is for really intense emotions. Again, really intense emotions is called Brahmari breath, or bumblebee breath, or hummingbee breath, whichever one you want to call it, right? This one, there's another hand position for this, but I really love doing this in the traditional way because it helps make it more powerful. There is no contradiction. Thank you, Robert. There is no contradiction for alternate nostril breathing or for hummingbee breath. However, if you are practicing any practice and you begin to it causes you pain, causes you discomfort in your emotions, in your physical body, in your breath, if it's hard to breathe, if you notice yourself catching your breath kind of thing, please chill the fuck out. Don't create a battle within yourself. Don't hurt yourself trying to heal yourself. And yes, it can absolutely happen. Thank you, Fred. So, yeah, the alternate nostril breathing is a really powerful balancing. If anything is out of balance, use that shit, okay? The other one, Brahmari breath. So, we do this by placing our pinkies at the tips of the mouth, corners of the mouth. Bring the ring fingers to the corners of the nose. You're pressing onto the face, not into the nose and mouth. We're not pressing this way. We're pressing this way. Pressing this way. So, pinkies at the corners of the mouth. Ring fingers at the sides of the nose. Bring your middle fingers to close your eyes. These are almost as if they're resting on your eyelashes. Your middle fingers rest on your eyelashes, and your pointer fingers go above your eyes, so just below your eyebrow and at the very top of your eye. Not much pressure. We're not going to put a lot of pressure here, but we are going to make an intentional connection. And then you take a deep breath in. Fill your lungs completely. Once they're full, close your ears and hum for the entire exhale. So that'll look a bit like this. Like so. When you inhale, please take your thumbs out of your ears. When you exhale, put your thumbs back in your ears, close off your ears. It made you giggle, I know, right? I love Brahmari breath. If your head is very busy, if your head is feeling foggy, if your obsessive thought kind of stuff is happening, dude, read it. Brahmari is one of my favorite breaths. Caitlin, you just touched on the other piece. The humming. The important piece of this, when you first start doing it, you may notice that your hum skips and feels uneven and whatnot. So the more you practice this, I want you to pay attention to that exhale, to the hum, and see if you can find a resonance, like tuning a guitar. So as you're going, you will find eventually one that feels smooth all the way through. That is the one that I want you to focus on. You can do as many or as few as you need. Again, just honor where you are in the moment. And if you are doing it over and over and over again and suddenly it starts to create tension or pain or lightheadedness or anything that feels uncomfortable to you, relax. You will notice a palpable sensation in your head, in your throat, in your chest, in your shoulders, and that will spread through your body the more you do this. Humming is a really powerful way to realign your energy body too. So, Zark, our mudra that we have been working with for the week, our mudra is the mudra for the solar plexus, the Manipura chakra mudra. And I'll show that to you guys here because that is one of my favorite ways to treat the solar plexus. So if you are dealing with an excess or a deficiency in your solar plexus is your center for will. This is your ability to affect your world, your external world. This is where we also garner this is our center for self-esteem. This is our center, the demon of this chakra is guilt, shame. This is our center that develops during the age of about 18 months to 4 years. Lots of procrastinating. Yep. Lots of procrastination here. Okay, so fun fact, you can't hum with your nose plugged. Nope, because you need an exhale to hum. I mean, it'll just pop your ears because that pressure, the breath is trying to be released. Are you guys all over there doing Brahmari breath? Somebody asked how to spell it. It's Sanskrit, so it's B-H-R-A-M-A-R-I. Brahmari. Young man, what are you beefing on? Thank you for keeping track of everybody and everything that's going on around here. Thank you, sir. I love you. You're such a good dog. I really appreciate you. I do. Thank you. Thank you for doing such a good job. Thank you. Okay, so the... You're welcome, Robert Lee. Okay. Oh, phone's at 2%. Oh, I see. You too. Have a blessed day. All right, so let's do the shot. Let's do the mudra. Hold on. I can't do a mudra if you're hugging me, but thank you. I love him. I love him so much. He's such a good dog. You need some loves too? Come here. Ninja, your turn. Come here, Ninja. Come here. He takes the loves too. Why the puppy bites? Why would you puppy bite? Oh, you're a puppy? Do you want a knuckle sandwich? Come on, knuckle sandwich. You do? Go get him. I'm trying to do mudras. Okay, sorry. Okay, the mudra for the solar plexus. My body just tried to do the last week's one. Shit. That's the sacral mudra. Hey, dogs, cut it out. Oh, right, I got it. Sorry, we're doing new mudras every single week. Hey, you are not welcome here if you're just gonna beef at him. Go beef elsewhere. Come on. Go beef it up. Thank you. Beef in the yard. Beef stays in the yard. Okay, here you go. Manipura chakra mudra. Mudra for balancing the solar plexus chakra regardless of whether it's an excess or a deficiency. Okay. Oh, okay. Here we go. Lift the middle finger on your hand origami left. Nice. This is hand origami too. Lift the middle finger on your left hand. Okay? Palms facing down like so. Lift the middle finger on your left hand. Slide your pointer finger, your index finger of your right, underneath the middle finger of your left. So it's going to go right in between your pointer and your middle. The right index going right between the pointer and the middle of the left finger, left hand. Curl the left middle finger over the right index. Bring your right middle finger, curl it over the left index. So you should look like so. Now bring your ring fingers and pinky fingers to touch in front, and bring your thumbs to touch behind. Like shmeh. This is the Manipura Mudra. You can hold it here, out like that. You can also hold it here like this. I actually prefer to hold it here like this because this spans the distance across my solar plexus chakra. Like shmeh. This spans the distance of my solar plexus. Your solar plexus chakra is from the top of your belly button to the base of your sternum. It's this whole belly area. And it affects everything in your gut, including every part of your digestive system, your liver, your kidneys, your stomach, your gallbladder. This is your center for will. It's also, remember, your chakras have back sides too. So right in the middle of the back is where this chakra's back end is. And that part of our back is what? Supporting us, keeping us upright, keeping us in a position of power versus slouched in a position of weakness. You want to do the Manipura chakra again, mudra again? Okay, let's do it one more time. Hey, Stephen, good morning. My phone, not my phone, my computer's about to die and I'm outside, so I am gonna go here in a few minutes. I told the kid I'd end here in a second anyway. So, one more time with the Manipura chakra mudra. Bring your hands facing down, palms facing down. Lift the middle finger of your left hand. Slide the right index underneath the middle finger of your left hand. Tuck the middle finger of your left over the pointer of your right. Use your right middle finger to tuck it over the pointer of your left. So that'll look like so. Then bring your ring finger and your pinky fingers, pads to touch. Touch the pads of the thumbs. Either rest it like this or like this. Whatever works for you. You could be seated up, you could be laying down. So for those of you who've been hanging out for a bit, you know that I have changed the way I do, the way I operate more recently. Instead of charging you guys for information at all, I really believe this information should be free. It is effective, it is powerful, it's accessible, it's stuff that anybody can use, and this is stuff that has changed my life, saved my life, and I hope that it works for you too. I hope that it helps you. And if it doesn't help you, maybe it'll help somebody you know. So I give information away for free. All of my classes here online are free. If you come to have class with me in person, I do charge for the in-person classes. Thank you, lovely. If you would like to work directly with me, I do have 3 levels of membership. The first level of membership gives you access to all of my replays on YouTube. Those are going to go away tomorrow. They're going to close into a membership tomorrow. And you can find the membership in 2 places. You can subscribe right here on TikTok, or you can go to patreon.com and subscribe there. The prices on Patreon will never, ever, ever change. They will go up here on TikTok because TikTok gives me less than 50% of what I make on TikTok. So in September, the TikTok subscription prices will go up to reflect that. If you would like to get the subscription at the base price and stay there the entire time, please go to patreon.com/movewithchange to sign up. That's the first level of membership. You get access to all of the replays. You get to ask me for specific content. If you are a subscriber, you can ask me a question and I will make you a video of the answer. You also get to join our Saturday Bhakti Bites, where I do a live question panel. That won't be this Saturday. That'll be starting next Saturday. You also get 5% off all my other services, products and services. And then second level, you get all that stuff plus twice weekly group coaching. Those are Zoom call group coaching that we go into a private Zoom call, and then we can talk about whatever is going on with you and support each other. Third tier gets you all of that stuff plus 1 hour of coaching per month with me. My normal coaching rate is $99 for an hour. The membership level, that third membership, is just $55 a month. So for $55 a month, you get 1 hour of coaching with me per month, and you could break it up or use it all in one sitting. Plus, you get twice weekly group coaching within our community, in our CAYA community, and you get to ask specific questions and have content made special for you. Again, there's 3 levels of membership. You can get them here on TikTok, but if you get them here on TikTok, expect that in September they will go up. In September, you will be alerted about it, and then you can either choose to pay the higher price or you can go to Patreon and keep that membership. Right now, the TikTok ones are a little bit lower, and that is just to entice everyone to join beforehand. However, again, if you want to stay on TikTok, you're paying for the convenience because they take more than 50% of what I get paid on TikTok. If you would like to stay at a base level and never have that price change, go to patreon.com/movewithchange. Those prices on Patreon are $11, $22, and $55. $22 a month, you get 8 group coaching sessions in a private setting. $55 a month, you get a $99 value 1 hour with me plus the group coaching, which is all like, and the reason I do that is because I want it to be sustainable for you guys. I want you to be able to make the commitment to work on this stuff together and for it to be sustainable. Remember that if at any point a dollar amount is what keeps you out of doing this work, keeps you out of the sessions that you want to get in, keeps you away from the community that you want to be, stuff you want to be learning, then please reach out to me. I love trade. In fact, I'm eager for trade because I have some jobs that I need filled. If you have any tech experience or skills, as well as I need some moderators both for the Discord as well as for my lives, and I need some back of house folks who are willing to help me keep track of things, clean things up, as well as make sure that I'm live in the places I need to be live and all that stuff. So, hi Moses, you're getting all kinds of love. Those things. That said, you can always join our Discord totally for free. The link to join the Discord is on the Patreon page. However, it's also a bit.ly link, bit.ly/CAYA community, CAYA community. You can just plug that into your browser and you can find our Discord and you can join totally for free. And there's free stuff in there. You get a social feed with all of my content, as well as I also post recipes. I post information about the mudras. We explore the mudras each week a little bit deeper when we are in the Discord, because you can ask questions there and talk a little bit more about it, and we can try different things, and we can talk about which actual elements are being redirected in the body depending on the mudra, all that stuff. Information should be free. Yes, I spent lots of money and lots of years gathering this information. And the more I understood it, the more I gathered it, the more I realized how imperative it was. How imperative it is to our collective healing, to our collective growth. Aw, Gigi. Well, the replay will be available for the rest of the day today. Tomorrow, the replays all go into a membership level. So at the very least, if you want replays for class, please go grab a membership level. Those will close tomorrow. Anything else? Oh, just be mindful of some schedule changes that are happening. I'm going to do them slowly, I think, over June, and kind of figure out how to shift my schedule to account for longer live classes. Instead of charging you guys for workshop, instead of offering these private classes, I am just going to extend my lives and create more and more classes, more and more free information via these classes. Lovely friend, the Discord, the bit.ly link for the Discord is bit.ly/CAYA, CAYA community. Or you can go to the Patreon page. The link is in my bio, and that's right there as well. There's a link there. You are very welcome. I'd love to see you in the Discord. And again, the Discord is totally free. To get out of the Discord and into Zoom, that, my friend, that's where we start charging, right? Oh, so like I said, a little bit of scheduling changes, a little bit of time classes changing, and I may be adding another. I'm teaching some classes in person here, and I think I'm going to see if I can get them to if we can broadcast them at the same time. Did you do capital CAYA lowercase community? I'll have to try it out. If it's broken, thank you for letting me know, and I will fix it. Yeah, it's got to be capital bit.ly/capital CAYA lowercase community. Thank you, Leb. It was better on the PC. Perfect. Hmm. And also, if you ever just want a link, if you ever just don't want to go searching for things, please just send me a message and I can message you a link directly. So, oh, last but not least, really, really, really excited about a community project that I'm going to start doing. It is going to be a live skill share workshop. So if you have any skills that you feel like you could teach online in a 30 to 45 minute time space, please reach out to me. This is going to be a completely free event. I'm probably going to do it on Sunday. The link is in my bio for the Patreon page. And the reason I have the Patreon page in my bio and not the Discord is because everything else is at the Patreon page. If you want to go to the Discord for free, the link is there on the Patreon page. If you want to grab a membership, it's there on the Patreon page. There's also my shop and other things like that on the Patreon page. So that's what, like, the major hub for all the links and all the things and all the places and all the shop and all the things. So that's the link in my bio. Feel free to follow it to Patreon and grab whatever you need, whether it's the free link to Discord or a membership or what have you. But on Sundays, I believe it's on Sunday that I'm going to start doing it, probably in the afternoon here Pacific time, early evening Eastern time. We are going to do a skill share workshop, and we are going to create a regular habit of sharing the things that we are good at with each other, sharing the things that we know how to do with each other. You done? Hold on a minute. All right, guys. So keep an eye out for that. The Skillshare workshop is going to be starting here at some point, hopefully in the month of June. I'm still changing a little bit things around. It's going to be a lot of fun, Leb. And feel free to bring your ideas. Feel free to think outside the box. If you have something that is, I don't know, whether it's color pencil shading or how to re-sole a shoe or how to make medicine out of dandelions or how to make dandelion wine or TikTok probably won't let us teach you how to roll a smoke. That was one I really wanted to teach people, is how to roll. I can teach you how to roll. I don't think TikTok will let me do it. But that said, I want to really encourage everybody to participate more in sharing what you know how to do, sharing what you can do, and valuing each other for what they can do. Just because someone doesn't have a certification for it doesn't mean their information is not valuable. So I invite you to come with me and explore that with me. This project will expand. So it's going to start as a skill share where we just do this workshop and share skills completely for free in this little space. From there, we are going to create a directory for skill exchange, a time bank. If you've ever heard of time bank is essentially where we trade skills based on the amount of time that they take. Nothing more, nothing less. All skills are valued at the same, and you trade hour for hour. So from the Skillshare, we are going to develop a directory of people who are willing and able to exchange their skills. Yes, Jay, what's up? From the time bank, from those two, I'm hoping to also create a barter house and a gifting hub so that we can give things away that we no longer need, or we can trade things that we need or that other people have and whatnot, right? So I am exploring different platforms for this. My hope is that I can rope this into an app along with our community. I would really, really, if anyone, that's the other thing too, guys, if anyone knows how to build apps and wants to trade services, I would really, really appreciate the support, because I would like to get us off of Discord and Patreon and all these other places, and I would like to put everything in one spot that is accessible, easy to download, easy to access, all that stuff. And that we're going to have the Skillshare in there. We're going to have free information in there. We're going to have the opportunity to join Zoom calls and pay for memberships in there as well. But I really want to have a thriving online community of people who are, one, meeting each other with curiosity and willingness. Two, recognizing the value, the intrinsic value in taking care of each other and supporting each other and trading and seeing each other for the beautiful, powerful, skillful creatures that we really are. For now, go to the Patreon. The link is in the bio. Yep. Link is in my bio to go to the Patreon. All the information is there. Leb, you know what, though? It's not just us. There are a lot of people right now. This has been stuff that I have been cultivating since I was probably in my teens. I started looking for community and looking for a way to get outside of the current matrix shit since I was a teen. So these are things that I have been conceptualizing for a long time, and it's been really beautiful to find them happening out in the world, like Time Bank, like Buy Nothing. These were also ideas that people have always told me wouldn't work, that this is not how the world works, that you have to charge top dollar for your services, otherwise people won't value them. Now, is monetary dollar bill exchange necessary in the world we live in? Totally, because we still have to operate to some degree within that. If you have removed yourself completely and you don't have to, that's amazing. I personally haven't yet. So I do make sure to make space for both the exchange part, the sharing part, the supporting each other, the giving stuff away free part, but also making sure that I can pay my bills, right? If you know somebody who knows how to do, who is already doing this or wants to do this, or somebody who has awesome skills, please send them my way, send them a message. I will eventually, shortly here, make a video announcing about the Skillshare and asking people to join in, to sign up for the Skillshare. So that, watch for that. Send me a message if you have a skill you want to share. Jay, maybe I missed the first half of the question. Let me see. Because at some point, moments in life, we change what we always wanted to be and decide to settle for less than what we really want. Did I somehow miss the beginning of that question, Jay? We are just finding each other now, exactly. And I think that's important, though, that we are finding each other now so that we can get together to now. And it doesn't have to be in person. Yes, it's important to have in-person community and in-person stuff like this too, but if we practice it here together, then we can bring it into our communities in person. And we say, hey, this totally worked out. Why can't I just find a community space and have a Skillshare exchange here? Create a directory here in my own community of people who are willing to exchange their time hour by hour, regardless of service. If you can find a dentist and a plumber and a lawyer and a, and a gardener, I don't know, childcare, caretakers, caregivers, educators, right? We all have value in our skill. Even if the matrix itself doesn't always value our skill or tell us that our skill is valuable. Jay, I want to answer your question, but I just want to make sure that I got all of it. Just make sure the right one. Don't go to my dentist for some plumbing work. Yes, exactly. Jay, I'm just waiting for your question here just to make sure that I didn't miss anything. We change what we always wanted to be and decide to settle for less than what we really want. As I wait for clarification here, I will just kind of speak to that, right? I think it is not only typical, but it is even encouraged in Western culture to deny your truth, your authenticity, your desires, your dreams in exchange for practical, logical, reasonable, responsible choices. And a lot of times it is exactly how we are led away from our truth and from our authenticity, and also why we later have to come back and do this journey home to self. We are taught to deny our truth, deny who we really are, deny what we really want, deny what our dreams are, and fit into a box. We are taught to fit into what the expectations of our culture and of the people around us and our social circle and such. That is why it feels like a radical act to choose you. And it's an unfortunate reality, but it's also why choosing you can be a really difficult thing, and why when you do finally decide to choose you, there are people who are going to fight you on it, call you selfish, call you irresponsible. This is a really good example. The way that I am changing, hey Vec Luke, the way that I am changing my business model. This is what I've always wanted to do. From the moment I started working with people, with families as a teenager, right? The moment I started working with others, I said, I want to give this away for free. I want to give this stuff away for free because everybody deserves to be supported. Everybody deserves love. Everybody deserves compassion. Everybody deserves to know how to heal themselves and how to take care of themselves and each other. Everyone deserves these things for free. I used to, when I was young, as a Catholic, I used to pray. I used to beg for God to show me how to live in my truth, in my purpose, without also suffering, because all I saw was the story of Christ, was Mother Teresa, were these Gandhi, even these people who did their absolute truth to care for the world and care for each other, and were punished for it, whether it be by society or by just actual punishment for it. Thank you for the follow, Kim. And that was a really hard thing for me to, it's been a really difficult thing for me to be okay with being. But I think you reach a point, in your life where you either decide to give up completely on who you really are and just toe the line, or you say, this is enough. I can't do this anymore. I can't play the game anymore. I can't mask anymore. I can't deny myself anymore. Why? Because it's causing me physical, emotional, spiritual, intellect, cognitive pain, right? It's causing me suffering. Thanks, babe. It can be difficult in practice, but I find that it's more difficult in practice just because of the nature of our culture. And so again, when we surround ourselves, that's okay. I appreciate the question. I hope that answered it. When we surround ourselves with others who are also walking toward their authenticity, then we give each other permission to be authentic. That's why I'm here sharing this stuff for free. That's why I'm showing up as I'm showing up, even when it's a messy hair day, even when my gut hurts, even when depression is sitting by my side. There are times where I come and I lead a meditation and I'll tell you guys, depression is right fucking here. But we're going to sit with this anyway. Because I used to not teach because I wasn't in the right mood, or I didn't have the right outfit, or I didn't have the right space. And I was like, oh my God, I'm still denying that truth, what I really want to do, because of my worry about these other things, my fears, or my expectations of myself, my supposed expectations of what other people have. Like, damn, I don't even know who's going to come to class, and I'm already guessing what they're thinking. Just show up for you. And yes, it can start with 5 minutes every day in the morning. When that alarm goes off, hit the 5-minute snooze button and spend 5 minutes with your eyes closed, breathing and listening to your body, to your heart, to your brain. Just check in. Say good morning. Give yourself the good morning that you need first. What's your question, Vec Luke? Leb, Depression doesn't belong to you, same as the wind does not belong to you. And depression moves through our lives like the wind. And that's the truth, Star Angel. You are never alone in what you're going through. We're never alone in what we're going through. If I am experiencing it, someone else has or will or is right now. If I can do it, other people can and will and have or, yeah. It's your birthday too? What is this, all of you birthday people today? Yes, I will totally do a live with you later, Beck Luke. I love you. Leb, absolutely, and thank you for appreciating it, because it's one of the things that I get in trouble with sometimes with myself and with other people, where I nitpick, and I'm not meaning to nitpick to tell you you're wrong. I'm offering it because those little tiny shifts made a huge difference for me. It's not mine. It's not yours. And there's a difference between saying I am depressed means I identify with it. It's who I am. It's part of me. It is me. It is permanent. But depression is a finite energy that rises and falls. It's not meant to be stuck. It's not meant to be held. It's not meant to be trapped. And when we see it as that instead, and say, depression is here sitting at my table with me. Depression is here for a visit today. Depression's going to walk with me today. I'm going a little slower today because depression is here and she can't keep up. And that's okay. I can slow down for today. The more you do that, the more you're willing to meet yourself there, the more you're willing to see yourself honestly and give yourself the respect and the love that you deserve in that moment, the more you'll notice that your brain and your body and your emotions start cooperating more. Why? Because you're giving them the fucking time of day. Would you cooperate with somebody who never listened to you, who ignored you all the time and didn't give you the space that you needed to breathe? No. You'd push back. Our emotions, our memories, our aches and pains are doing the same thing. Why? Not to pester you, but because they're trying to be released. They're trying to get the fuck out of there. Love yourself as best you can in every moment. You deserve it. You deserve your love more than anyone else does. I love you so much. I hope you have a splendid Friday. And apparently we're going to do a live on later on, huh, Veklik? Star Angel, that would be great. I do travel, and I do occasionally offer intensives where people can come and stay with me, and we do a total overhaul for a matter of from a week to up to 3 weeks, 1 to 3 weeks. Orlando, hey friend, how are you? Absolutely, and I hope to see you all again in this space. So tomorrow at 10 a.m. will be our Bhakti Bites class. Bhakti Bites is our bite-sized sessions of self-care. So we will practice our mudra again, and we will practice it in a meditation. And tomorrow we won't be doing the live question panel, but come the week after, the live question panel will start on Saturdays. The replays will all be available only within a membership. And I will start making content based on your specific questions, only if you are on that membership level. Again, I'm not charging for information. Information is free. If it's here and you're here and we chat about it and whatnot, great. What I charge for now is time, my time, because my time is valuable to me. So 3 membership levels, you can purchase them here for convenience on TikTok, but the price changes on TikTok as they change what they take from me, because they give me less than 50% of what I make here on TikTok. But if you would like to support me more, if you would like to support me, you can go to patreon.com/movewithchange. You can either make donations there, or you can also snag a membership there. All the details about the memberships are over there. They're also here on TikTok too. If you have any questions, want any links, want to ask any questions, want to chat, feel free to just send me a message. Once you grab that first membership, when you message me and ask me questions, I will actually make video responses for you, and I will always make sure that those are downloadable. So, come join me in the Discord. At the very least, I will see you tomorrow. Go follow me on any of the places you hang out, because I may be going live in any of the places at various times. And I post content to all the places. But if you really want to interact more and hang out more, come to the Discord. You got to go to the Patreon page to get that. All right, my loves. I love you. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Friday. I really am leaving now. Goodbye, Instagram. Mwah. Goodbye, YouTube.